You don't wake up one morning and say, I don't believe anymore. It happens slowly, like a phone battery dying in the background, until one day your soul's on 1%. Sector 1. The silent drift. Most Gen Z Muslims don't leave Islam. They just drift away from it without realizing. They carry the label Muslim but rarely live by the teachings of Islam, not out of rebellion, but out of distraction. One missed salah turns into a habit, and one inshallah, I'll pray later becomes your personal tagline. You scroll through TikTok, watch motivational edits, but not one reminder about Allah hits like it used to. You tell yourself, it's just a phase. But sometimes, that phase becomes your faith status. Wake up, this is dunya. This is a test and only a test. Stop thinking people will look down on you for choosing Allah over vaping blueberry flavor or showing off girlfriends at 15. That's not maturity. That's delusion. How can one allow themselves to live based on what pleases others, instead of what pleases Allah? You say, this makes my aura positive. But here's your reality check. You're a walking red flag if you ignore your Creator. Ask Allah for forgiveness. He knows every bad deed you hide, every good you perform, and every intention behind it. Remember what Allah says in the Quran. Indeed, the prayer prohibits immorality and wrongdoing, and the remembrance of Allah is greater. Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45. Sector 2. The algorithm of forgetfulness. Our generation lives in an age of overstimulation. Our hearts are being programmed by algorithms, not by the Quran. Throw that phone away if you don't know how to use it right, because it's damaging you silently, gaslighting your emotions, and hijacking your peace. You'll scroll for hours on how to heal and how to find peace. But forget that the author of peace, Allah, already told us, verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. But instead, we say, nah bro, I'll find peace in self-care Sundays, crystals, and Pinterest quotes. We've replaced spiritual healing with aesthetic healing. We post healing era but haven't prayed Fajr in a week. We talk about protecting energy but forget to protect our Iman. When you leave your Quran closed and your heart open to chaos, don't be surprised when confusion becomes your default setting. Allah reminds us again, and whoever turns away from my remembrance, indeed, he will have a depressed life. Surah Taha 20:124. Sector 3. The illusion of freedom. Let's be real, Gen Z hates being told what to do. We crave freedom, independence, and individuality. But somewhere along the way, we confused freedom with forgetting Allah. The irony. Islam gave you true freedom. Freedom from anxiety, from the world's pressure, from people's opinions. Yet now, we run from Allah, thinking He restricts us, when He's the only one who ever wanted to set us free. We say, I just want to live my life, but the truth is, without faith, you're not living, you're just existing. That's why so many souls are lost in darkness, feeling empty, falling into depression, even taking their lives, because they've forgotten the reason they were created. Allah says, and I did not create jinn and mankind except to worship me. Surah Ad-Dariyat 51:56. You were made for more than just surviving trends or chasing followers. You were made to know the one who made you. The world promises happiness but sells anxiety. Allah promises peace and delivers it. So stop running from the one thing that was meant to anchor you. Sector 4. The soft exit. Most of us don't leave Islam dramatically. We leave it softly, silently, by replacing salah with vibes. By saying, Allah knows my heart as an excuse to avoid accountability. By wearing Deen like a filter, not a foundation. It's the little compromises that erode our souls. A skipped prayer here, a haram joke there, and before you realize it, your guilt doesn't sting anymore. That's the scariest part. Not when sin hurts, but when it doesn't. When disobedience feels normal, and remembrance feels foreign. Allah warns us, then, after them succeeded an evil generation who neglected prayer and followed their desires. So they will meet evil. Surah Maryam 1959. Every time you skip salah or justify wrongdoing, you build a wall between your heart and Allah. But the beauty of Islam is that the wall can always be torn down with one sincere astaghfirullah. Allah says, "Say, O my servants who have transgressed against themselves, do not despair of the mercy of Allah. Indeed, Allah forgives all sins. Indeed, it is He who is the forgiving, the merciful." Surah Az-Zumar 39:53. So come back before your heart becomes too numb to feel the loss.